and Happy New Year. I do a live stream every day from my, I'd like to say garden office, but it looks more like a shed. If you're wondering why I'm always wearing at least 5 or 6 layers, it's because it's freezing in the garden. And even if I put on like this heater I bought, that you've probably seen advertised, that promises to heat a room in 9 seconds, it's not as good as it says on the tin. So basically I'm here to sing parody songs for exhausted parents, and I sing Happy Birthday every day for anyone who might be feeling a bit low. God, absolutely rough. Understandable on New Year's Day. I was working as well, but I managed to jump in the sea, which helped. That is probably the definitive hangover reset, is jumping into cold water. Make sure you only do it on a lifeguard at beach. Right. If it's your birthday today, let's kick off the birthday gig. If it's your birthday today, January the 1st, you share it with Ice Spice. I've never heard of Ice Spice. If you know who Ice Spice is, let me know. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, this is for you. And Ice Spice, happy birthday. If it's your birthday today, 1st of January, 1st of the year, New Year's Day, happy birthday to you. What I also try and do in these live streams is answer any questions that anyone might have. And what I do is, but often I don't get asked any questions. So what I do is I have a sort of fallback of a number of questions that I kind of ask myself. And I will continue to do this, as ridiculous as it sounds, in front of my wall of ukuleles until hopefully it takes off a bit. I'm going to sing a song. How are you spending your New Year's Day? I don't think I need to eat any more canapes. Hi, Crystal. I don't need any more Cabernet. I hope you're having an awesome New Year's Day. Well, that's nice. Thank you for the 2 likes from the 2 people involved. That's very kind. GST Rupert, hello, and Crystal. It's well, there's 6 of us actually apparently, so that's quite cool. I'm going to sing another song, hope it's a bit better. Don't worry about a thing. Well, that's easier said than done, Mr. Bob Marley. You say don't worry about a thing. That's not an easy thing to do in 2026. It used to be 2022 and that rhymed. I woke up this morning concerned about the interest rates. The 3 small children started demanding breakfast. Can we have some pancakes? Or maybe a bacon sandwich? No, you can have cereal or toast. You don't need to worry about a thing, because we all have a limited amount of control. Try and enjoy your life moment by moment. I'm not quite sure how to finish this song like that. Easier said than done. If, like me, you're a bit of a worrier, I've got OCD and I worry about everything, which is not great, but actually it helps. Then I've got now children who are worriers that I can kind of say, you're going to be all right, you're going to be fine, it's just what it is. Hi, Blobfish. So basically no one asked me a question today, so I'll answer hello, Lisa Lasardo. So if you like 50-year-old British men playing parody songs and singing Happy Birthday in their shed on their own, then you're in the right place, because that's basically what I plan to do every day for the rest of the year, for a number of reasons: to try and raise global morale, to, I think, specifically amuse exhausted parents, but basically anyone, and sing Happy Birthday every day. So yeah, if it's your birthday today, share it with Ice Spice, who I've never heard of, but I'm sure that lots of people have, because if she's famous enough to have her own Wikipedia page. Said hi Lisa. Cool. I'll tell you what. Job number 1 for 2026 is get your eyes tested, because I can't see unless I do that. Right. Apparently, the most second researched question after what is the meaning of life is what is happiness? And this is what ChatGPT reckons. And I would like to know whether you agree. I kind of agree to an extent. It's basically a good way to answer this is to keep it simple and grounded in experience rather than perfection. I like that, because basically he's saying basically base it on actual, actual facts of people who have got the things that we all say we want. Like, I want to be a millionaire. And hi, Frederick. Happiness is a state of well-being that comes from feeling content, connected and at peace with your life, not constant pleasure or excitement. I kind of agree with that, but I think that's the problem we have as human beings, is we don't ever really seem to be completely satisfied. Like, I'm pretty sure if I ever managed to get my YouTube channel monetized and maybe earn like enough to buy myself a coffee every week, I'll probably just want 2 coffees a week, or I'll just want to. And I think that's our failing. I think the happiest people in their lives are the people that can actually generally be happy with what they have. By the way, happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, mate. I'm going to attempt to pronounce your name, but I'm going to get it wrong. I apologize in advance for that. Shabaneh Asin. And also, can you let me know how it sounds? Because I've tried to, and this is an ambitious plan, I've tried to basically use 2 mics so that hopefully you pick up the ukulele and my awful singing. I'm not sure if it's going to work. It doesn't really matter if it doesn't work. But sometimes you've got to give things a go. If you don't give things a go, you'll never try it. And that's the worst thing. Did you watch K-pop Demon Hunters? No, my kids watch K-pop Demon Hunters. So yeah, I think they might have been taking the piss, but someone yesterday said I look like a guy from K-pop. Well, I don't think so. But anyway, happy New Year to you too, Joanna, or Joan as Ved. Yeah. So that's my plan. If you like really authentic, not scripted, often quite budget, minimal YouTube content, then you're in the right place. That's all I'm going to say. I also might sometimes whack out the odd dad joke, like this one. I wanted to break up with a girlfriend because she wouldn't stop counting. Wonder what she's up to now. Isn't that terrible? Get the bum out, big son. I'm going to get my bum out. It's freezing cold as it is. I'm wearing shorts in a shed in Britain in January. It's unlikely. Right. So yeah. Anyway. So ChatGPT's broken this down when it comes to what is happiness and emotional perspective. Happiness isn't being happy all the time. It's having more good days than bad and knowing you can handle the bad days. I agree with this, and as someone who struggles with his mental health, I struggle with OCD. Some days are much better than others. I think that to me is a happy life. If you say out of 100 days, I had 70 good ones and 30 crappy ones, that's pretty good. If you have 51 good ones and 49 crappy ones, that's good as well. I think that's the thing, and I think the one thing I hope for the content that I don't try and talk too much about mental health, it's a bit intense, but I think it's not discussed enough, and it needs to be, I don't know if you can normalize it, but I think by talking about these big issues and just making it a bit okay to say, I'm really struggling, or I'm really sad, or I'm really just kind of, I suppose, acknowledging the darker, sadder emotions, because we don't. I think it's certainly a downside of social media is that you're just watching people show reels. You're not watching. No one posts pictures of themselves crying on the floor in the bathroom because they're like having a terrible time. Don't know. I'm laughing about that. They only go, look how amazing my car is. Look how amazing my tan is. Look how much money I've got. Like, don't care. Actually, what I'm much more interested in is authenticity. So even though it's taking me way longer to grow my channel, I kind of hope that if and when I end up, you're much better having something that you're actually proud of. I want to grow something that actually might genuinely help parents, anyone, but I suppose specifically parents who are struggling with their mental health. And if you want to learn, sorry, I keep going out of focus and put my tea down. And if you want to learn the ukulele from someone who only just knows how to play ukulele, you're in the right place as well. Psychological perspective. Research often defines happiness as a mix of A, pleasure, so enjoyment and comfort. B, engagement, being absorbed in whatever you enjoy doing. And C, feeling like your life matters. I think connection is massive. Can you hear me? Go Joe Sater. I just want to check. I mean, if you're questioning what am I talking about, that's fair enough. But I just want to check you can actually hear me. What did you give me there? You gave me some thumbs up, a plus thumbs up. Don't know. Yeah, I think that would be my best advice to anyone who's like struggling and not feeling very happy. Is you need more connection in your life, and you need to try and find something that you enjoy getting, what you want to do. You want to get something that lights you up. And the dream is actually getting paid for that. Opinion on that? I don't know about that. I asked your doctor is my opinion on that. Ben Garrity, for testosterone boosting. I don't know. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. That's a serious question. I'd talk to your doctor. I'm not medically qualified to give. Although actually, a lot of guys, I train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and a lot of the guys there take testosterone, and I don't know if that's a good idea. I think the danger with I think your body and your life needs balance. That was a phenomenal pronouncement of my last name. Either I got it wrong. Ben Garrity. If I got that wrong, Ben, I apologise. I'm a bit blind. I'm 50 this year, and I've got to get my eyes tested because I can't read properly, which is a bit of a concern. I don't know. Ask your doctor. I think when it comes to putting anything in your body that's not already there, I think that could be a worry, because I know certainly with things like, and I'm by no means an expert, but I think things like anabolic steroids, your body needs balance. So basically, your body needs a balance of testosterone and estrogen. I'm glad you got your name right. That's good. I talk to your doctor or people that are already doing it. That would be my advice. And then just listen to your body. That would be my advice. Right. I hope that's covered it. I hope that's giving you. Yeah, no, I get it. I get what you're saying. I don't know. I think like anything, including what you're talking about, I think too much of anything is not good. I think so. Anything to take into, like, if I do me training twice a week, jiu-jitsu is good. If I train twice a day, it's not good. Me last night having a couple of beers to celebrate New Year's Eve, good. Me having 5 and a couple of shots of some disgusting Czech schnapps, not good. But then you just got to know. And I think also, and I watched a TED talk of a guy who's wanting 20-year-olds to not take life so seriously and enjoy themselves more. And if that means going out to bars, I don't know if I agree with that entirely. I think certainly drinking can be a slippery slope. I've certainly had my battles in the past because it's such a sociable drug, basically. You wouldn't have if you were doing cocaine in the street. I think people have a problem. But I think you can have a can of beer or a bottle of wine, and people are certainly in Britain, it's not that frowned upon. Britain is a big drinking culture, and actually, I having worked in bars in the past and worked on Brighton seafront, and seeing sort of the home, you know, trying to work and support the homeless community, alcohol is not good. It can be a readily available drug, and I don't know. Anyway, smoke pot over drink. Maybe, I don't know. It probably is, but I don't know if it's better for you. I don't know. I know. It certainly wouldn't suit me. I don't think. I've never done it, and I don't really think it would suit me because I don't need any encouragement to be a bit neurotic. Anyway, I'm going to play another song to sort of. But yeah, but thank you for your question. I did ask for questions, and those are questions, right? And I'm going to just going to round up what ChatGPT says about what is happiness. Psychological perspective. Research often defines happiness. I've done that bit. Practical perspective. Happiness often grows from strong relationships. Yeah. Purposeful work or goals, gratitude and presence, and self-acceptance. I agree with that. I think the most important thing is self-acceptance. And I think a lot of people spend their entire lives trying to get self-acceptance or doing things for other people. Strong relationships are really important. And actually, that's basically what this guy was saying. He was saying he's worried that there's a whole generation of people who aren't going out because they're living at home and saving money and you know, living on matcha smoothies. And actually, the damage to your mental health because of being on your own is much worse than the damage of potentially going out and drinking. I don't know about that. But I certainly think, if I look at the times of my life I've been my lowest, my mental health's been worse, it's when I've been on my own. I was a postman for 4 years, so I had a job where basically, and I lived on a flat on my own, so that I had days where really, what belt of BJJ you? I'm a brown belt. Yeah, so I think that would be my advice to my kids. Don't be on your own, especially if you're a bit of a worrier and a bit of an overthinker. I think that's, and even if you're, how are you, mate? I'm all right, Light B. I'm all right. Yeah, thank you for asking. That's really kind. Even if just going out, even if just favorite submission, I'm quite old and quite slow, so I like chokes. I try and get. You like a cheeky ankle pick, do you? Yeah, that's the dark art. Anything to do with ankles, I think that's slightly cheaty. And actually, I talked to the Brazilians, the Brazilians that coach us. They're like, it's frowned upon. You know, one of our black belts, and we've got about 10 black belts at our academy, and 3 or 4 Brazilians. And they said that if you won by submission in a competition in Brazil by like an ankle pick or an ankle lock, you get booed. I don't know about that. Roger Gracie, who for anyone who doesn't know anything about BJJ, is like the Pele of BJJ world. He's won everything. His game is so effective because it's very, very basic. He does the basics incredibly well. Takedown, side control, mount, choke, and I like that as well. I really like probably my favorite would probably be bow and arrow. Bow and arrow choke, I think, is awesome if it works. Black belt nose pick. Don't know what that means. What about a D trunk? I don't know what that means either. Anyway, thank you for your input, Ben. That's what's your favourite cereal? Favourite cereal? Crunchy Nut cornflakes, actually. But I'm not a snob. It doesn't have to be Kellogg's. It can be the own brand, because I know it's not good for you. It's full of sugar, but I like freezing cold milk, Crunchy Nut cornflakes with a chopped up banana. Life doesn't get much better than that. Is cereal bad for you? Probably is. I think there's a whole marketing campaign, isn't there, that basically it was just a slogan, and that we were convinced that cereal was a good breakfast option. And actually, if you look at it, it's probably the worst breakfast option. I think, you need porridge. I think it's good. Yellow pack of cornflakes from the 80s were rotten. Yeah, I think it's always healthy to get into a situation where you challenge everything that you're told. I think that's just a good thing to do. Not live your life so 100% conspiracy theorist, because you'll never get out of bed. But I think it's good to always challenge things. And if the people who are making lots of money are asking you to do something, I think it's really good to ask them why. Porridge, slow release energy. Yeah. Happy New Year to you. It's my mate Sard, who is a legend. And actually, Sard, you're coming at the right time. Ben asked me what my favourite submission was. Sard, just to introduce you, if you're into jiu-jitsu or you just want really good content, go and check out Semper for Jiu-Jitsu. He's brilliant. He's a black belt. And he's an awesome guy. I had a YouTube channel before that got hacked, and 8.5 years and 6,500 subscribers went in a puff of smoke, which is quite depressing. And I did a lot of jiu-jitsu interviews, and he's did a few, and he's just an awesome guy. Really nice. Yeah, I probably should have warned you about that question, Sard. But Kellogg's put iron filings in their cereals. Added iron, facts. You can crush it. I don't know. Who knows? I'd imagine that was probably quite dangerous. Yeah, no. So Sard, Ben was asking what my favourite choke was, and I said, because I'm 50 and a bit slow, I like to do a really basic takedown, try and get straight into side control, quickly as I can to mount, and then choke. Ideally, probably a bow and arrow choke. That is my favourite. What's your favourite game, please? I'm a bit old for games. I tell you what, when I was in 1993, I spent a whole summer playing Street Fighter 2. I was mildly obsessed with Street Fighter 2. And if you're my age, so if you're a Gen X, you probably did a similar thing. I don't know if it was the same in the States. You're very kind, James. My favourite submission is the Kimura. My favourite choke is Ezekiel. Yeah, Ezekiel's sneaky. I always struggle, maybe because I've got quite fat forearms. I've struggled to get my arm in the Ezekiel. But that's the difference, I think, between a brown belt and Sard, who's a black belt. I think that's the difference. The difference I see from black belts is their finishing game is just much smoother, much more efficient, and he probably knows a little tip why the Ezekiel works and mine doesn't. Kimura's nice. I often get Kimura'd. There's a couple of guys at the academy who kind of tend to sort of. I usually get Kimura when I'm tired, the last minute. Jiu-jitsu is just math. Jiu-jitsu is the best rabbit hole you'll ever go down. I took it up when I was 40. Probability and permutation. Yeah, maybe. I think there's a lot more to it than that, but go over to Sard's YouTube channel, and because it's really good content and really accessible and relevant. So I think that's the thing I love about jiu-jitsu, is that it is so clever, and you either start it. I like the jumping armbar. I hate the jumping armbar because it's just so dangerous. And the problem with it is that if you get it wrong, you're going to potentially land on someone's knee and push. I've seen some horrible videos online of people's knees going back the wrong way. That when I started jiu-jitsu, and I would have been a 40-year-old man, I had 3 kids, and I certainly wasn't super hard and super strong, but I'd played a lot of rugby. I'd run marathons. I was what I considered in good shape. I thought I could handle myself. It's like Austin Powers said, I like to live dangerously. Well, you clearly do. I like that. And I got paired up with this, I think she must have been 15 or 16-year-old girl, white belt, maybe 3 stripes, and she just humbled me. I remember the first couple of rolls, I was like, I don't know if I really want to roll with her. I thought, this could be my daughter. I don't want to hurt her. And literally, I can tell you, after maybe the first minute where I got armbarred, and I'm like, what the hell happened? What was that? And I think you either, when you start something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you either sit in a change room office going, I've got to learn this. What is this magic? I have to learn this magic. Or your ego can't handle the fact you've just got absolutely smashed by a teenage girl, and you stop. Have you ever owned a Jaguar? No, I haven't, unfortunately. You should, maybe. Do you know what, Ben? Maybe that's what it was. I think a lot of things, my battles with jiu-jitsu, you'd be about by now. I probably would, actually. Is I'm too nice. I'm worried way too much about hurting people. And I think that's probably linked to my OCD, that I quite often will worry that because when you do jiu-jitsu and you roll, you accidentally might clash heads or clip someone with your elbow, I always worry about that. It never feels good. And see, this is the beauty of jiu-jitsu. You go down a rabbit hole. Literally 3 gigs too many. You could have won a world title. But I quite like my kids. I quite like them. They're quite nice. Bye, Jake. I like my kids. I'd be a lot richer and I'd have a lot less grey hair and bags under my eyes. But I'll be honest, I'd be a bit lost without my kids. I think that's when we were talking about the topic of today's, which is what is happiness. For me, happiness is my family, is connection. And I think certainly when my kids were born, and before my kids were born, are England going to win the World Cup? No, I don't think so. They're probably going to do better than my team, Scotland, but I don't know. They might get the final. Once I saw a bloke throw up on the top of his opponent. Lovely. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Nerves, I imagine. I went to the butchers. They had a deal for 8 legs of instead of 100 rounds. Do you think that's too dear? Nice, Ben. I think you're a keeper. I think you're gonna have to hopefully subscribe and stay part of this community. Happiness to me is connection and buying in and being part of something that's bigger than you. So whether that's family or friends or a jiu-jitsu academy or a job. Jake's getting bored. Sorry, Jake. That's that to me is the key. Do that and naturally, if you are always trying to do things for other people, then I think that happiness is a byproduct. That's what I think. Anyway, hi Hannah. I've been talking too long. That tea's freezing. Right, I'm going to finish this up. So yeah, when I asked ChatGPT what is happiness, it said emotional perspective, psychological perspective, practical perspective, philosophical perspective. Many philosophies see happiness as enlightenment, living in accordance with your values, not chasing constant joy. Yeah, I think a lot of happiness is basically just accepting what you are and who you are. I think that, and that's not easy. And some people live their entire lives chasing this thing when they realize actually all the stuff that really would matter was around them the whole time. Coffee, hi from Vermont. What time is it in Vermont? I'm interested to know that. It's easier said than done. James, do you take supplements? I take magnesium. Coffee is bad for you, but if you're a parent, if you're a human being trying to live in this world, I imagine coffee is a major part of that. I take magnesium because I can never sleep. I get really fidgety legs. I've looked into that, and that's heart will burn like autumn leaves always turn. Very poetic, Nathan. I like that. What kind of magnesium? Magnesium citrate, I want to say. And it was a game changer. For years, I've never been able to sleep. And I tried everything. I've tried literally everything. I think that's what it is. I think that's what I have. It's flipping expensive. It's what I asked for Christmas. My mum gave me a load of magnesium for Christmas. And it works because certainly if you struggle with mental health, sleep is such a game changer. If you can't sleep, then life can get very dark. And I found that getting 8 or 9 hours sleep, I just feel better. Spend the $100, you only get one body. I will. Thanks, Ben. Yeah. God, I haven't spoken for nearly half an hour. You see, it's Ben's fault. He started talking about jiu-jitsu, and we went down a jiu-jitsu rabbit hole, which is very difficult. And I probably lost, I'd say, 80% of the people watching. How can you go live? How can I go live? Do you mean why am I going live? I'm going live I sing happy birthday every day, then tell you which famous person whose birthday it is. And I also do this if it's your birthday, well, of course it's your birthday. Tell me when your birthday is in 2026, and I will happily give you a birthday shout out on your birthday. I would much rather sing a birthday shout out to you than I did today for Ice Spice, who I don't know. Who sure is lovely, but I don't know. Darkness is nothing but the lack of light, and the silence is the sound of night. Like that, Nathan. You're a bit of a poet, mate. I think if you're not harnessing this creativity, I think you should do it. Hey, sugar or chocolate? Chocolate. I like. What is Shilajit? Shilajit. I tried. Didn't think anything of that. My birthday's on my birthday. Nice, Nathan. April the 28th. Jake, could you do me a massive favour? And then when I post this, just go and put your name, Jake, and April the 28th. Because otherwise I'll forget. Because when I stop this, it doesn't show me the chat. So I'm happy to sing happy birthday to anyone. I'm bad at maths. Yeah, but all you have to do is write Jake, April the 28th, in any comment, April the 17th. Nathan, same for you. I won't be able to write this down or get it. So please, Shilajit is a traditional supplement found in the Himalaya mountains. Ben, you're on it today. So yeah, so do that, because I'd much rather sing happy birthday to people than to a famous person I've never heard of. Helps immunity, recovery, energy, and testosterone. There are lots of things that I would like to do, to try, because I think they're good. And I think it's a false economy saying I can't afford supplements. You're like, yeah, but you went out last night and spent £50 on beer. How does that work? And that is true. You can afford what you can afford. Best taken an empty stomach. And actually, I'm going to try and do dry January, because I feel grim today. Even we get, I got in the sea. I jumped in Brighton Sea this morning, and it really helped. 3 minutes of freezing cold water, which I wouldn't advise unless you've prepared, or wouldn't certainly do it on your own. If life is taken was a canvas, you, my friend, are a work of art. How to inspire. That's very kind of you, Nathan. You may be, I wouldn't. That's very kind of you. I genuinely would like to help and inspire people, even if it's slightly hungover in my shed at the bottom of the garden. I'm just also intrigued to see what happens. I'd be absolutely lying if I'd say I don't have aspirations of having a YouTube channel that's monetized and big. But I'll be honest, I'd much rather have 1,000 subscribers of people I actually got to know, and maybe every now and again they get something from my live stream, even if it's that I sing them happy birthday for as long as I can. I generally like to do that. But I generally love to see if it is possible. Are you still working, old timer? I'm not working now. I think I was working now, my boss would be like, yeah, this isn't your job description. Doing live streams in a shed in front of loads of ukuleles, that's a sackable offence. No, I finished now. We only did a short half day today because it's bank holiday. What do? I work for Brighton Council. I manage the weddings. I used to be a seafront officer, so I used to help manage the lifeguard service, which I love doing, but it was quite stressful. I've got this nightmare when this monster... Hang on, Jake. I've got this nightmare when this monster screamed and was looking at my soul. Okay, I hope you're all right. Would you recommend keyboard or guitar for someone learning theory? Freddie, I don't know. I've got quite sausagey fat fingers, so I wouldn't. I think the piano will be out for me. I've learnt the ukulele because it's really simple. You can play, as you will see if you go and check out any of my videos, and please do because it helps me. You'd be surprised on your ability to inspire. You've already inspired many, and you don't realise. That's lovely, mate. Truly a man of many surprises. You're kind. That's really kind. I'm excited to see it happens with your new YouTube channel. I was wondering what happens to your jiu-jitsu channel. Sard, yeah, basically my Gmail got hacked and I was locked out of my own Gmail for about 12 hours. And in that time, whoever hacked it put something on my YouTube channel that got it removed. And I appealed it twice. I even showed them that due to the timestamps, I couldn't get into my Gmail account. But they're like, sorry, and they've removed it. And do you know what? I was gutted for a day, and I thought, it's what it is. You know, it maybe this is a lesson. Maybe, and actually, the fact that I had been doing that channel since 2018, and it wasn't going anywhere. Sometimes I do ukulele, sometimes I do jiu-jitsu. Sometimes I just, look for some shortcut to get views, and then I don't know. So I was quite philosophical. So this is. I went a bit zen. I'm like, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. It's like, start again. It wasn't your job. No one died. Can you do, I can't do Linkin Park. I'll try though. When is this live going to end? I take your hint, Jake. Yeah, actually, in fairness, it's 14 minutes over what I would normally do. And you've all been really kind. And I think, finish when it's good or okay. So basically, short, memorable answers in regards to happiness. Happiness is wanting what you already have. Yeah. Happiness is peace, not excitement. Yeah. Happiness is progress, not perfection. Happiness is feeling okay with where you are and that you're still growing. Yeah. Well, that's, and jiu-jitsu is a very good humbler of that, because I'm not surprised. There's the how many guitars do you have? I have 5 ukuleles, of sort of varying sizes. Zero, he plays ukulele. In 9 years old, but by the way, don't kidnap me. I wouldn't even joke about that joke. I spend my life worrying about my children. And don't be fooled, Ben's. But from what the limited conversation with Ben, seems like a nice guy. So yeah, I think that's right. If I can help you as well, if you've got something you want to try and achieve this year, and you want someone to help make you accountable, put something in the comments and let me know how you're doing, and let me know when it's not going well. Do you have any resolutions for this year? I do, mate. I am going to try and. I want to compete again. I do a jiu-jitsu comp every year. I've done one for the past 4 years. I've never won gold. I won my first fight ever last November. I actually got a silver, not like a fake silver where there's like 2 people in the bracket and you lose your one fight, so there you get silver. So I want to compete, and I want to win a fight. And I think because the last one I did, my coach might have just been being nice. He said, "You nearly won that. You ran out of gas. He was a bit younger than you, and you nearly had him inside control, and then you failed." So anyway, all right, you're heading out. Ben, it's been nice talking to you. I look forward to hopefully talking to you soon. Please let me know if you want me to sing Happy Birthday this year, and I'll get it booked in. My last resolution is basically I want to sing Happy Birthday every day, and do a live stream every day and see if I can. You can't, mate. They're inside keeping warm. I show you do that. I'm going to look into that myself. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're okay. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, I had that yesterday. John Terry. That's tough for John Terry. John Terry would not be impressed with that. But anyway, I don't think I look anything like John Terry. I was told Dean Saunders, apparently. Dean Saunders. Oh, you're in Ireland. I like Ireland. I like Belfast. Actually, Belfast, awesome. I had a great... What was that drink we had in Buckfast? Oh my goodness, that is dangerous. Buckfast is proper dangerous. Anyway, I'm gabbling now, and it's going downhill. More of a Gary Cahill and John T. Nice. I'm in Ireland. Yeah, no, actually, when I went to Ireland, I ran the Dublin Marathon twice, and they kept saying Robbie Keane. They reckon I look like Robbie Keane or Dean Saunders. Yeah, so that's my resolution. He calls he's joking. He's a nice bloke. I'll do this tomorrow. I'm going to keep doing it, and by the end of the year, I will hopefully have grown this channel, and it'll be awesome, and be filled with really kind, awesome people like you lot. Take care. Hope you had an awesome New Year's Day, and hope wherever in the world you're okay. Bye.